Hey guys. So yeah, this is my angle for now, like I said. But yeah, I'm not sure what this video is going to be titled. I have an idea in my head, but we'll see how this all comes out. But I wanted to I wanted to let you guys know about something that's kind of funny. And my goal is to make it really funny as well. It should be. I think it would be entertaining, and I think it's going to be. It's so funny because it depends on what you believe and what you think, and it depends on your sense of humor, your feelings, like I said. But people's sense of humor on subjects vary very greatly. Like where they take something seriously, they think it's funny, they take offense, all these different things. But anyway, it's interesting. But what I'm getting to, and the point I'm trying to make, or what I'm trying to tell you, is I stopped by a thrift store yesterday, and it was a Christian thrift store, which is always a little bit interesting. And I think I'm gonna make another long form video about this subject because I've definitely gotten some feedback recently, but and definitely got some things to think about. But basically, I found a DVD. I found a DVD yesterday in that thrift store, and I am so excited. I'm so excited to go ham on this DVD. So this video is my announcement of the in-depth. I'm gonna do an in-depth. What's the word? I'm gonna do an in-depth. Let's just call it an exploration. Yeah, I'm going to do an in-depth exploration and commentary on this video that I got at the thrift store yesterday. And here's the teaser, okay? It's called The Mormons. Who they are, what they believe. I saw that and I was like, this is too good to be true. And unfortunately, my heart did break at first, but then it really quickly acquiesced to the reality that we live in, which is that there are so many people who believe we are evil, and we believe that they believe that we are not to be trusted, that we are to be avoided, that we are spreaders of lies and deceivers, and we worship a false Jesus, and we're blah blah blah, and all this kind of stuff. And it's funny, and I've encountered this before, and I want to draw a little attention to this right now. This is not something that we in the church do. No, I'm my own person, and I can make my own choices outside of the church. But other religions. Not all religions, of course, but other religions and other denominations of Christianity do this, right? They make these exposés, right? And I'm kind of included because I like to spread truth and shine light on subjects that most people don't think that much about, and they think that things are great, and they don't really. It's kind of like the concept of debunking, but a lot of people, like if you go into Protestantism, right, you're gonna be able to find a lot of material that is anti-Catholic, that's gonna say the Catholics, what they really believe, and it's gonna be this, and they do this, and they do that, and they're going to hell because of this and that. And all these things, and that's why they're all going to hell. So we have to pray for them so they change. I kind of laugh at that because I think it's a little silly, because I admire the tenacity to want to spread truth and share truth, but at the same time, none of us are perfect. We're all hypocrites, I think, to some point. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but none of us are perfect. And knowing what I know about the truth, I know know that a lot of beliefs in Protestantism are wrong, but I just wanted to point out that that's just not something. That's not something that we really do in our church. We don't really. This guy's kind of tailgating me. We don't really do that. We don't really make a lot of exposés. We don't really do exposés on other religions or other denominations in our church, because we kind of just respect everyone's right to believe what they want to believe and worship how they want to worship. And we say, you have good, we have good, bring your good, and we'll add to it, and we can all work together and make something really great. And I do agree with that. But I also agree with making sure that people know the truth about certain things. And so I was planning on making an exploration commentary video on this Mormon DVD. And at the very least, even if I don't do that, I'm glad that I did buy it and get it off of the shelves so that no one else buys it and watches it, because I started it last night just out of curiosity to just to kind of get into it. And I will say right off the bat, the production quality on it was not bad. It was actually pretty good, which is unfortunate, because that means there's a lot of money going into funding anti-Mormon campaigns. So it's unfortunate that its production value is good. But I'm thinking about something. I had a thought just come to me when I was, thinking about all this and sharing this with you guys. But my idea was, the thought that occurred to me is that I have to be careful about how much I put things on blast, or how much I come out and say, like, these people are wrong, or this is wrong, and blah, blah, blah. Because in my patriarchal blessing, there's a warning that basically says, be mindful of Alma's wish, that he wished he was an angel, that he could go about the world and tell everybody the truth, wishing they would listen to him. So I don't want to put a lot of focus into that. Like, when I make this video, I don't want to like sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna make this video, it's gonna make such a big difference, I gotta make this video, to make sure people know the truth. I gotta tell people the truth. Not like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just interesting. I need to think about all this. Everything I just got done saying, I need to think about a lot. I need to think about it, about making this video and stuff like that. But I am planning on making that video just for fun, basically. And it kind of brings back some funny, enjoyable energy and memories from the past when I was little. Me and my cousin, who's the same age as I am, we would watch things and we would make fun of them, and that's where we got our joy. We would make fun of things, and that's where we found fun. So it was something that existed already, but we decided to, make fun of it, and that's what made it enjoyable. Like, we would watch Goosebumps, and we really did like Goosebumps. We did like it, but we also would watch it and kind of make fun of it, like the show, because it was so easy to make fun of, and we got so carried away making fun of things, but we had so much fun, basically. But anyway, so I know this is a real yawn of a video, I'm sure. Kind of rambled on a bit here, but no, I will give you a little bit of a teaser. So far, it's not going to be much of a teaser at all, but it's as much as I can tease you with so far before I make the video, the expose of that DVD. And for all my people who are like in the church and who enjoy theology and who enjoy a good laugh and have a certain sense of humor about things, I think you guys will really like this video. My goal is to make it as funny as possible. I'm going to be as honest and truthful as possible, but I'm also planning to make it hilarious. And so right off the bat, I'll tell you this. I'll give you a little teaser about what is to come. I can tell you about the aesthetics of the DVD so far and some certain things. So the DVD case has a huge picture of the Salt Lake Temple right on the front, and it's so huge that they could barely fit the words "The Mormons" at the top. And they used a font that kind of says, like, this is the way they present it. They present it, and this is how deceptive they are, because they do this on purpose. They present something as innocent, but then when you watch it, they're like, yeah, this is the real story. This is the real story, you know? They act like, this is so horrible. How could you ever believe? And then they have testimonials, and they're like, I thought that this person was telling me the truth. I thought they were just innocent, young, good young boys riding their bicycles, coming and knocking on our doors. But they're Satan's helpers. You know, they just go on like that. But the font on the front of it says, The Mormons. But the way I can't describe, I'm trying to explain what it looks like. It makes it look like it's the Mormons, you know? And it's like attractive, it's feminine friendly font for sure. It's modern, but it's not like high quality or top tier. I'm not sure when this DVD was made. I'm guessing probably around 2012 or so, maybe a little bit later, somewhere in there though. I don't think it's as old as like 2008. I think it's more like 2012, you know. But there's a lot of little things I can poke fun of and bring out and point at and say, look at this ridiculous's. Look at this. This is such a joke. But there's a lot of things. Like I said, I haven't even watched it. I just started it. I started watching, like, I put it in and saw the menu and then hit play and then, you know, saw the first speaker, and of course it's someone I already know. I'll tell you who it is in a minute. But the actual DVD itself, when you take the DVD out, you look at the back of it, it's like not a real normal DVD. It's not like a legit massively produced DVD. It's like a homemade recorded DVD-R disc. Like, it's a purple. I'll show you guys. But the cover of it is kind of legit. The case and the artwork is kind of legit. And it's like I said, it's decent. It's decent quality, as much of that pains me to say. It's decent quality. This is not a quality DVD at all, you guys, because this is nothing but total lies, by the way, if you haven't caught that drift yet. But anyway, I looked at it, and I haven't read the whole back or anything yet. We'll go into a really good in-depth breakdown of it. But it's made by some kind of Lutheran ministries, right? And I was like, okay. So not necessarily like Protestant. Wait, are Lutherans Protestants? Yes, no, yes, maybe. I don't know. I always thought of Lutherans. Yeah, Lutherans are Protestants, right? Because Martin Luther, the start of Protestantism, right? So they must be Protestants. Must be. So that makes a lot of sense now. Okay, I haven't had like a really negative view of Lutherans, but that's because I had never really been grouping them in with Protestants. With Protestants. So, what I can tell you so far about the DVD is based on the packaging and everything, like the font. The font, like I said, it's attractive. It's like, it's the Mormons, you know? It's like the Mormons. And what it does is it casts this false image. And this is so intentional. I know this is so intentional. I know this. And I'll probably sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but this is so true. They do this on purpose. They do it for attractiveness, right? Because they want you to see this and go, huh, what's that about? And then, and they want to play on, this is informative. This is new information. This is educational. That's a big one they play on. They say, this is educational, basically. This is entertaining. Lastly, entertaining, right? But this is enriching. This is an enriching DVD. This DVD is full of enrichment. If you'd like to enrich your life, pick this DVD up and see, and you can learn about the Mormons. You can learn about what they believe. But it's not like that at all. It's actually like, no, we're going to tell you what they believe, and we have an agenda, and we are going to lie to you, and we're going to cast them in the worst possible light ever. We're going to make them look like serial killers. We're going to make them look like they have the worst ulterior motives of all time, you know. And so that's what they go about. I can tell you this already just from watching like this much of it. But so the second part of the font is the first part of the title, is the subtitle, or the whatever. I think it's called a subtitle, because the DVD is called The Mormons, and then underneath of it, it says who they are, period, what they believe, period. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, you guys didn't really spend much time in school, did you? Like, you guys don't really know about punctuation and stuff like that. You guys don't realize that, like, you're not supposed to, that those aren't complete sentences. Those aren't complete sentences, and 2, you probably shouldn't put a period at the end of them because it's the tagline on your DVD. They're not sentences. You don't have to put periods after them. Like, and the whole way they did that, it makes me laugh, because like when you watch things from the church, the real church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you're like, wow, this is really awesome, or this is really well done, or you know, I don't see anything here that makes me go, oh wow, I'm not cringing. I don't see anything cringe, you know what I mean? And I know anti-Mormons will, because anti-Mormons, they cringe at the church about a lot of things. And anyway, that's not a story. We don't even want to talk about that, okay? Because we do, I would say, because I, at least, I don't want to speak for you, but I know a lot of us recognize that while anti-Mormons have every right to believe what they believe, they have some really skewed beliefs. And you could argue the same for us. You could say we have skewed beliefs because we believe in the church and we love Joseph Smith, and et cetera, et cetera. We believe he's a prophet. But, so you could argue either way. But all I'm saying is I'm not going to sit here and act like anti-Mormons are really smart, and not to say that they're dumb, but to say, I'm not going to say like, oh, they're so smart, they're so logical, they have so many logical conclusions they've reached, they're so, they're not biased at all, they're not jaded, they're not bitter. Like, but anyway, I got a little lost here, but basically they have, their tagline has 2 periods, like it's 2 sentences, even though that's not the way you should do that at all. And you guys will see in the video, it should be pretty funny. But then on the back it has, like, it shows you the chapters and what they're called. And they're really cringe. They're really cringe because it's like how, let's just say like some white people. I hate casting a negative light on white people at all. I hate talking about white people because I feel like I think it's like stupidly racist nowadays, and people cast such shame on white people just for being white, which is absolutely ridiculous. But just for the sake of argument and explanation here, pretend a bunch of white people were making an educational video about black people, and they kept saying the term "you people," or they kept saying things in a really cringe way that made it sound like you're trying not to be racist, but you still are, and it's pretty obvious, and it's actually really cringeworthy, you know. That's the way this DVD has come off with the way they have phrased Mormons in the chapter headings. And I can't remember exactly what they say, but it's like something for Mormons. Mormons on this, Mormons doing this, Mormons doing this. And it's just like the way they cast it, the way they present it is like saying, these are different people. These are not who you think they are. These people are not like anybody else. You've got to look out for them. You got to watch for them. They're sheeps. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. They're always hiding with a smile and a button-up shirt name tag, walking around. And anyway, so I told you I'd tell you who's in the opening scene, but this is going to be so much fun. I'm honestly so excited to make this video, and so sorry this is just a long-term or like a long-form teaser, but I am really actually, you know, my channel is mostly vlogs anyway. I am really excited to make this video, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it, honestly. I might be able to do it today. I'd say it's probably unlikely. It's possible. It's possible today, but probably not that likely. I'm trying to do it when my mom's not there, because she's going to hear me in the other room going off and just laughing and stuff and like howling, because it's going to be hilarious. But yeah, so there's a few different things. In the first speaker, I watched the video, and it just like starts, and there's a lady sitting in front of the camera, and she's sitting in some kind of like cathedral or some kind of like fancy church sanctuary or something like that. She seems to be sitting somewhere like that, where it's like really like, wow, this is a really beautiful, peaceful place. And she's really this is when you first watch this scene, when they first show it to you, it's done in a way to say, this is a very credible lady. This is a very upstanding lady. This is a lady of pure morality. This is a lady with a clean conscience. This is a lady who, you can trust. She is a trusted voice. She is a trusted person. She's definitely a Christian, and she's definitely an expert on this topic, and she's an expert witness, and she's an expert insider, and she's blah 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 blah. And anyway, if you have any knowledge already, and you know who Lynn Wilder is, you'll know. But it's Lynn Wilder, and I was just watching it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Lynn Wilder. Of course it's Lynn Wilder. How could I have not known? Of course it is. Of course this is made by anti-Mormons. Of course this whole thing is massively anti-Mormon propaganda. Which, again, I'm so glad I got that off the shelves, so nobody else can fall into these stupid lies. It's a multiple chasm of lies. You hear one lie, and then you go to the next room, and there's another lie. And before you can get out of the pit, you have to get through 17 more lies. And they're all telling you this in this way that, like, is shaming you into believing it. And it's like shaming you into obligation of accepting it. That's the way they work it. The shaming, I think I said that pretty well, actually. Shaming you into being obligated to believe it. And the dramatizations are so ridiculous. I could be really mad. Like, if I watch this video, I would probably not be able to get through it, because I get too angry. And so that's the reason why I'm making the review or the expose on it, because I can actually my goal is to make something funny out of it. My goal is to take something horrible and make something good out of it. And so I'm gonna shed some light on these anti-Mormons. I'm gonna watch this and show you guys and comment on it. I'm gonna pause it and say things and things like that. I'm so excited, and it's gonna be a testimony strengthener, because it's going to help you to realize, it's going to help me strengthen my testimony, but help everyone else as well, to realize, like, this, just how bad the information is out there, just how twisted the anti-Mormon agenda is, and not to mention at all, like, from the beginning, we don't even like being called, I don't want to speak for all of us, but technically, you're not supposed to call us Mormons. Like, we're only historically known as Mormons, because that was the name that was, like, given to us as, like, a slur, and yeah, it's kind of like homos. Like, if you were gay and someone called you a homo, it would be a slur, it would be an insult. And then but people who call people Mormons, they don't know. And so it's like, it will be like saying, oh, well, you're a homo, aren't you? And it's like, what? Like, excuse me. And we don't take as much offense. It's not quite the same. We don't take as much offense. But it's like, dude, don't you realize you're not supposed to call us that? But we literally got persecuted, and, people got tarred and feathered and shot and killed, and kids shot and killed and driven out of towns and have their houses burned and their their cattle and their livestock killed, and so much. They were persecuted so badly. But anyway, long story short, Mormon is a term you probably know already, but it's a term that's been assigned to us. It's not actually who we are. That's just who we are known as. And because we're known as that, we have identified as it. We're Latter-day Saints. We're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So you really could call us, you should just call us Christians to start with. You should call us Christians. And then more specifically, if you want to talk about us specifically about what we believe, you should say, well, we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are Latter-day Saints, or we believe we are Latter-day Saints, or we consider ourselves Latter-day Saints. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Not Mormons. Mormons is just an inaccurate descriptor. It is accurate in a way, but the way that it's accurate is so beyond people's normal ability to grasp that it's not practical to use it, really. But yeah, I'm really excited to make this video. I'm gonna have some good old-fashioned fun, and I'm planning on enjoying myself. I'm planning on having a good old time. So we will see. I might have to do it in parts because it's probably like an hour-long DVD. And I don't have the time to sit there and go through this breakdown for it to make like a 2 or 3 hour video. I just don't have the, I don't even want to say it. I don't have the stamina to do that. But anyway, yeah, I was watching it, and of course it's Lynn Wilder right from the beginning, and she's sitting in this church sanctuary, and she's talking about, and it says Lynn Wilder. The little tagline comes across the screen. It says Lynn Wilder. And then it says, former BYU professor. And I don't know if you know anything about Lynn Wilder at all, but I'll just give you the short version and say, unfortunately, she is a massively uncredible joke. She was a member of the church for a long time, and she left the church, and now she's not just not a member, she's an anti-member. She's an anti-Mormon. And it's just really sad. The things that she says are so unbelievable and so hard to believe. Can't believe I've been doing this for a half an hour, you guys. But she talks, one of her biggest stories, or one of her biggest things that she says, or her biggest taglines or catchphrases or whatever, is basically the fact that I was a member of the church for 30 years or for 40 years or for so many years. It was a long time. I don't know if it was 40, but she was a member for a long time. She was a convert to the church. And her whole big thing that she says is she's basically like saying, and we never read the Bible. We never read the Bible. And it's like, we don't even, we just read the Book of Mormon. And, and then one day someone told me to read the Bible, and I read the Bible, and I found out that the Mormon church is wrong, and they believe in a different Jesus. And she has, I will say, it wasn't as bad in this video so far, but I've seen her in recent videos, and her voice is the most annoying voice I've ever heard in my life. And not to make fun of people or like anything like that or beat up on people, but you can kind of, what I'm talking about, and you can relate when you see this, and when you see some of this stuff, like these people who they have nothing better to do with their time but to bash other people's beliefs, and tell you that, oh, they're just so wrong, these people are evil, blah blah blah. And I guess I kind of fall into that category too, because here I am telling you that these people are wrong, but they actually are. And it's not just a matter of opinion. I mean, it is a matter of opinion. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but the truth also does exist. So what is true? And is it true that they are wrong? Or is it true that we are wrong? And it depends. And if you believe one way or the other, then that's true to you. But what is ultimately true? Right? And that's what I try to stay in tune with. I try to stay focused on what's actually true. So anyway, I think this video is way long enough. I think I've rambled on for plenty of time here. So I just wanted to plug this future video and say that I'm going to have a good time with it. And my friend Eric loves Christ. I hope you're watching this. And if you do, I know you'll probably see the video when I put it up, because you'll probably see the title and be like, oh shoot. But yeah, I hope you get a chance to watch it. And I'm super excited. My goal is not to make fun of people and not to like put them down, but you have to be honest when it comes to things. And there are people who believe some really, it's not that they believe some crazy things, it's not that they believe crazy things, it's that they're doing detrimental things. It's that, they could argue I'm doing the same thing, but it's that they are literally in the process of spreading lies. I'm not lying about them. I'm telling you the truth. I think that's the difference. I'm not lying. They are the ones who are lying. So it is a little bit different there. I'm not lying. They are lying. So they're constantly trying to convince people that the church is a cult, and that's not true, and that people in it are so deceived and brainwashed and blah 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 and all this stuff. And that's just not the case, you know. And so, and not only is it not the case, the actual case is that it is God's actual true church. And the prophets and apostles are actually prophets and apostles ordained by God. The Book of Mormon is true. Joseph Smith was a prophet, is a prophet. And you can get closer to Jesus Christ, and you can learn more about the actual truth, like the full spectrum version of the truth, through joining the church and reading the Book of Mormon. You will learn so much more than you ever will, or than you ever could, if you joined any other church. Not to mention, if you joined any other church, not only are you not going to learn as much or know as much, but you are going to learn a lot of things that aren't true. And a lot of those churches are going to say the same thing about us, that we are doing the same thing, that we are teaching things that aren't true. But we are teaching things that are true. And so it's a wonderful thing. The church is true. The Book of Mormon is true. Joseph Smith really is a prophet. If you join the church, your life will become so much better in so many different ways. My life has become so much better in so many different ways. In just 3.5 short years, my life has changed completely. My peace of mind, my understanding, the way I look at the world, the way I understand things, the peace that I have in my daily life, there's so many different what's the word here? So many different facets that are different, so many different faculties that are different, that I'm so thankful for, I'm blessed in so many different ways. And you could say, well, that's because you're following the false church and Satan is blessing you. He's giving you these fake blessings to keep you hooked, to keep you hooked, right? And that's totally a what you call it. That's totally a message that is sent from that side, and it's not true. And I think that if you strip everything away and you just judge a tree by its fruits, like the Bible says, like I think it's that Jesus is purported to teach in the Bible, then you'll see, you know, what is produced. And it takes refining your gaze, and it takes really looking at things a little bit longer to really see what's really going on, because on the surface level you can't really see it, the things I'm talking about, like in Protestantism, because it's all masked as a good thing. It's all like, we worship God and we're here for you, brother, and you know, if you come on down to the sanctuary, we've got the coffee going in the morning, we socialize and we drink some coffee. And I'm not making fun of coffee drinkers, I'm just saying this is what they do. And I mean, I think that it's bad to drink coffee, of course, because I'm a member of the church and I believe in the word of wisdom. But there's a lot of things that are just so great, and they seem so great on the outside, and Like, this is the argument they use against us. They say that we're the liars, and they say that we're the deceivers, and we are the wolves in sheep's clothing, and we are the ones who look so good on the outside and who are evil and corrupt on the inside. But really, it's the other way around, because we are the opposite of that, and they are actually that in a lot of ways. And I don't even want to say that that's true about them, because truthfully, it's not so much that they are wolves in sheep's clothing and they're evil, but it is that they are propagators of basically satanic doctrines, because these doctrines contain truth, but they also contain lies. And our doctrines don't contain lies. Our doctrines contain truth, just period, truth, just truth. And so because you have those lies in there, that's what corrupts the whole thing. So it's like, hey, have a bag of these apples. One of them has poison, but, the rest of them don't. So, and they're actually really good. They taste really good. Look how good they look. They look really good too, right? And you're like, oh yeah, they do look good. You're like, well, I guess if only one of them has poison in it, that's not too bad. They're like, it's poison. It won't kill you, but it will cause you to go down the wrong paths in life. It's like, that's a horrible thing, and that's why I say that's the case with like Protestants and a lot of other religions in Christianity specifically, because they say this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. But the Bible is the only Word of God. There is no other Word of God. And despite the fact that there's been 700,000 translations and interpretations of the Bible, they're all right, or they don't obscure the meaning. That's something they say. But the other thing is they say that there's no more revelation. There's no more. The canon is closed. They say that the canon is closed, and it's like, where does it say the canon is closed? Says it in Revelation. It's like, that's not what that means. And they say the Trinity. The Trinity. God's a Trinity. He's an unknowable being. He's incalculable. He's impossible to understand. We're made in His image. He's 3 in 1. He's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. He has a body, but He doesn't. He's a spirit. It's like, well, there's so many things that just aren't true, and they might not seem like that big of a deal, but in the long run, when you really get down to it, it's like these actually are a big deal, because these are actually super wrong, and these are super lies. And so it's like, it's so much better to have the truth, because lies can perpetuate such horrible things, like on a long-term scale, like the amount of people, like think of like the witch trials, for example, people who are killed, burned at the stake because they were believed to be witches. This was all based off of what someone believed, and they had enough people behind them, enough gumption behind them to do that, to murder them, which is horrible. Innocent men and women and children were burned at the stake and killed for being accused of being witches, stuff like that. No, just for an example. That's the kind of things that that false beliefs lead to. And that's why it's so important to have the right beliefs. That's my point. It's so important to have the right beliefs, because they'll lead you in the right direction, and these false beliefs won't. So that's my point. Thanks for watching.